Hi ladies, it's Sadie here again. This video is all about Lipsense. It's all why we're here. Obviously, Synergens has a million other products that are amazing and they work so well, but this is our main bread and butter. So I wanted to do a quick video on some information regarding this lipstick so that you guys have all the right facts and selling points so that you guys can take it and relay that information to your customers and sell a whole lot of this lipstick, because that's why we're here. So the first thing I'm going to talk about is what it is. What is Lipsense? So Lipsense is a lipstick. It is not a lip stain. That is the biggest number one thing people always say that I see on their selling pages is that it's a lip stain. That is incorrect, so get that out of your vocabulary. It is a lipstick. Now, what the cool thing is about Lipsense is that it is a product that molecularly bonds to your lips. So we actually hold the patent on that, on the molecular bonding. No other lipstick on the market has that. So what that means is that in each tube of lipstick, there are little tiny molecules. And what happens is you have these grooves on your lips and these little tiny molecules settle into the grooves of your lips and they kind of bond. Now, what the gloss's job is to do is to go in over the top of those molecules and seal those molecules in so that they stay locked in all day. So that is amazing that our product can do that. We're the only product that has that molecularly bonding process. So that's a number one selling point that you should be telling your customers. Now, the biggest thing to understand is that our gloss is the only gloss that is formulated to scientifically lock those molecules to your lips. So you will have customers ask you if they can just wear the color. They cannot, it will not work. Those molecules will release from their lips and it won't last. They will also ask if they can use any other gloss that they have. The answer is no. Any other gloss or chapstick will break down the color. The only product that was scientifically formulated to work together are our color and our gloss. So they have to buy both of those to make the color work. Also, if you're not wearing the gloss, the color just feels really weird, and you guys have all probably felt it. It's a little dry, your lips get stuck together, so they're not gonna wanna wear the color by itself anyways. So that's how it works. That's the science and the technology behind how it's working. A couple other selling points for you guys to understand when you're doing events or parties or just posting on Facebook. Our color does contain an SD40 alcohol. So what that is for is the SD40 alcohol is actually in the color to help thin it out. The reason being is that so those molecules are thin enough to get in and absorb and do their job. It makes the product really thin. The other reason it's in there is to act as a self-cleanser or an antibacterial. So I can use this color, put it on, put the stick back in and share it with my friend, and there's no germ transfer. That SD40 alcohol is killing any bacteria. So that is a huge selling point. Now, a thing to remember to tell your customers is that that SD40 alcohol can cause a little bit of tingling. Never say burn. It causes a tingle. The reason that tingle is happening is because if you have chapped or cracked lips, you have these openings on your lips, and you have open nerve endings down in here. So it's just like a cut on your leg. If you had a cut on your leg and you were to put alcohol in it, it would tingle a little bit. It's the same thing. So if people have dry, chapped lips or cracked lips and they put Lipsense on, that SD40 alcohol is getting in there and it will tingle their lips. Now, it is actually a good thing, because if you think you want to put alcohol on your cuts to clean them out, it's the same thing with your lips. So that tingling sensation is good. The other thing to let them know is as their lips heal, that tingling sensation does go away. It usually takes about a week or two, but the ingredients in our gloss, like the shea butter, vitamin E oil, will slowly heal their lips and those cracks will close and they will no longer feel that sensation. So that is an amazing selling point. The thing to understand is that SD40 alcohol is only in the color. It is not in the gloss. So we're not sharing our glosses because it does not have the same cleansing mechanism as the color. Colors can be shared, gloss cannot. You won't have the tingling sensation with the gloss. Another big selling point is the longevity of the color. Because of that SD40 alcohol, there is no bacteria growth or germ harboring, so it doesn't go bad as easy as most lip products. Like I know the EOS products just had a major recall because there was a ton of bacteria growth happening. Our products won't allow that to happen. So if the product is opened, it should last about 2 years. Unopened, it will be about 3 years. Now, if someone is using their color every single day, it will get them about 6 months of wear, which is amazing. That is seriously incredible. The gloss, because they're using it more often through the day, they usually get about 3 months. So they'll buy the collection, in 3 months they'll need a gloss, and then in 3 months again they'll need both. So it's pretty simple. Now, as per milliliter in other lipsticks, a lot of people think that the price is really high, but if you break it down price per milliliter, Lipsense is actually less expensive than most lipsticks on the market, because most lipsticks or liquid lipsticks have less product. Lipsense is I believe it's 8. It is 7.393 milliliters, so it is there is more product in here, so that's why you're getting so much more longevity. So if you look at the price per milliliter, you're saving more money with Lipsense. It's lasting you longer. They actually say you get about the length of about 4 tubes of actual lipstick out of Lipsense, so that's another selling point. Another selling point, you can wear the gloss by itself. So if they're not wanting to wear color by itself, they can rock just a natural lip with the gloss. I think that's amazing. Another really huge thing is that there is no wax in our products. So if you think about wax and you think about a car, you're putting wax on your car to keep out the moisture. That's exactly what's happening with your lips. So if you're a chapstick-aholic, like I was, and you're consistently putting in chapstick on your lips, you are putting a wax barrier on your lips that is locking the moisture out of your lips so your lips stay dry. And it just continues to add layer and layer of old wax product and dead skin, and your lips naturally go through a sloughing phase to let go of all that dead skin. And if you have all that built up yucky wax, none of that dead skin can slough, and you've just got layers of wax and dead skin, and you can't see it, but it's there, and it's disgusting. And if you guys haven't seen the video on Dr. Oz, you can type in Dr. Oz on YouTube or Google and type chapstick, and he has a great video explaining this if you want to post it on your pages. But what starts to happen, you start getting that buildup of wax, and that's why people start to get so addicted to chapstick, because you have this temporary fix of feeling like you have hydration on your lips, but when it's off, your lips have been restricted of any moisture the whole time you're wearing chapstick, so you feel like you need more chapstick, when really that's what's causing the problem. So they almost put you in this endless cycle of just needing chapstick, and it's not actually doing anything for you. So our products do not contain that wax, the natural beeswax. So what is going to happen with your customers is they will go through what's called an exfoliation process. That is when you start to, because you're not using wax on your lips almost go through withdrawals. So they're gonna just start to slough all that yucky stuff off, all that buildup of wax and dead skin, it's all gonna start to come off. And it's gonna feel like dry skin is just lifting. It doesn't look gross. You're not gonna look like a snake that's losing its skin. It's not that bad, but it does feel very dry. And your customers will think something's wrong. Just refresh them or reassure them that that's part of the process, that's normal, and you want it. Because once all that stuff is sloughed off their lips are gonna be the most healthy and soft they've ever been. And if they continue to just use Lipsense, their lips will maintain that softness because of the vitamin E oil and shea butter in our gloss, which is very nourishing and moisturizing. So that's huge. Another thing to remember is that if they're going to make the switch to Lipsense, they need to make sure they're cutting out anything that has wax in them. If you think about it, if they use Lipsense during the day and then take it off at night and put a chapstick on, they're putting that wax barrier on their lips, and the next morning they go to use the Lipsense that has little tiny molecules that are supposed to get in and bond. You now have a barrier here, and those little molecules can't penetrate that barrier, and your Lipsense will not work. So make sure they're cutting their chapstick, their wax products, and then also the thing that's going to happen if they continue to use wax products is they will continually remain in that exfoliation process, which is horrible for them. So make sure they're cutting all wax products. If they're chapstick-aholics like I was, you can upsell them our balm, our moisturizing lip balm. It's $20. It will last them so long. It will last them for months. And that should take the place of their chapstick. It doesn't have the wax in it, but it does contain the coconut oil, shea butter, vitamin E oil. So it's amazing for their lips. When you're selling to a new customer, you need to make sure that we're selling in a collection, because we've already talked about the fact that our color and gloss are a system. They need to be sold and used together, but the remover does need to be being sold with the set. The reason being is we are selling them a product that molecularly bonds to their lips, and we need to sell them a product that molecularly removes off their lips. Because if you have someone that has an allergy to the product, it's then stuck to their lips and they could sue you for that. Joni did reassure us at seminar that no one's ever had this issue before, but she wanted to have something in place to make sure this wouldn't happen. So as a distributor, you need to be selling new customers the entire collection, because if someone did have an issue and they did sue you, the company can only back you if you had sold the remover, and they can back you up to $2 million. If you did not sell that remover, they can't help you. After you've sold the collection, the customers can then come and buy individual colors or individual glosses, whatever they need. So those are the main selling points that I kind of go over with customers. Some other really neat things is they can layer the different colors. They can use one layer of one color, another layer of another color. So they can mix and match and create a lot of different colors just off of 2 or 3 tubes, which I think is amazing. So as you're talking to new customers, as you're talking to people at events, those are some of the main selling points. Now I'm just going to go over application quick. You guys should know how to apply your Lipsense at this point. If you do not, there is a video on the link page that is the Synergence's application video, and if you want to post an application video, you can post that one. I'm just going to go over the steps briefly and just talk through them because I do already have my Lipsense on. But there are a couple points that you want to point out to your customers as you're helping them. Before they apply, they need to make sure they're shaking the tube. Now, we're not grabbing the neck and shaking it this way. You will break the bottle, and we're not sitting and banging it on our hand. You will break the bottle. So I just take it and hold it in my fingers, and I just shake it gently. That's just dispersing those molecules to make sure that they're through the whole entire tube and not settled here at the bottom. Once you're done with that, you're gonna pull out the Lipsense applicator. I'm gonna set this down. And you're going to wipe off the tip on the corner. You don't want an excess amount of product on the applicator because your layers need to be thin. So you need to make sure to get off all that ball of product there. Now, when you're applying your Lipsense, you want to make sure that you're starting with clean, dry lips. So you can clean your lips with witch hazel first, and then make sure to towel dry, and make sure the inner water lines of your lips here are really, really dry before you apply. Then what you're gonna do is you're gonna take your Lipsense applicator and you're gonna start in the corner of your lip, and you're gonna drag the Lipsense applicator to the other side. You don't wanna pick it up and you don't wanna go back and forth. If you think of an eraser or a marker on a whiteboard, if you go one direction and then go back over it, it erases what you just did. It's the same thing with Lipsense. If you go one way and then go back over it, it erases what you just applied. So go one direction on the bottom part of your lip, and then you're gonna pucker out and get the inside, one pass. They're not going back and forth. Then you're gonna go to your top lip, one pass, and then get the inside of your lip. We're not going back and forth. We're doing very thin layers, and we're taking our time to make sure it looks nice. Then we're gonna keep our lips open. If you close your lips, they will get stuck together, so make sure you're telling your customers that. Keep your lips open, let it dry a couple seconds, and then we're gonna do our second layer. Same exact thing. Drag from one side to the other, get the inside, apply from one side to the other in one pass, and then get the inside. Let it dry, keep your lips open, and then do the third layer the exact same. Now, a main point is that they have to make sure that those 3 layers are completely dry before they add their gloss. If not, the color will come off. We need to make sure that those molecules have settled, and then once it's completely dry and you can feel it's not wet, apply the gloss, and the gloss needs to be applied generously because that's what's locking the molecules in, and at that point you're set. Then for the removal, a lot of girls always ask about the removal of Lipsense. You do get the Oops remover in your collection. You need to make your customers understand that that remover is mainly a mistake corrector. So as they're applying, if they get it out of the lines, it can't be easily wiped away. They need to take the Oops remover and fix any mistakes they have on their lips. But if they want to use the Oops remover to remove, you have to remember that Lipsense was applied in layers, so it needs to be removed in layers. So what you would do is take a warm washcloth and remove the gloss, and then you would take the Oops remover and apply it to your lips and sit and rub your lips for about 30 seconds. You can use your finger, you can just use your lips for about 30 seconds, take that warm washcloth, wipe it down, apply another layer of Oops remover for about 30 seconds, rub it, allow those molecules to start to loosen, take the warm washcloth, wipe it off, and then do it again. So 3 layers of that. We're not scrubbing our lips and making our lips hurt. We're just doing soft process. Another way they can remove is the Neutrogena facial bar. They can buy it from Walmart. It's fairly cheap. It's just the orange facial soap that takes the Lipsense off fairly quickly. And if that's the way you want to tell your customers to remove it, then you still need to be selling them the remover because of the company and what we need to be doing to follow procedures. But you're maybe not selling it as a remover, you're calling it a mistake corrector as they're applying. So that can help you as well. So that is how you apply the Lipsense. That is how you remove it. That is essentially the basics of Lipsense. That's our main selling points. If you guys have questions or if you have anything you want to add, you can always throw it up on the team page. But this is our #1 selling product. This is what, when you're doing parties or events, this is what people want to see. So make sure you know the science behind it. Make sure you can explain that. Make sure you can explain the application process and the removal process, and that's going to make you much stronger of a distributor. So I hope that helped you guys, and we'll see you later. Thank you.